didn't pull off a Super Bowl win after a loss in the big game. We head to Ohio right now, where Cameron Wolf has more.
Here at Bengals camp, the defending AFC champs have new expectations, and the legends were out to see him today. Chad Johnson, Pac-Man Jones, Brandon Marshall, all here to see Jamar Chase and company. And the leader of that Bengals offense, Joe Burrow, hasn't been out here for the last week and a half as he recovers from emergency appendix surgery, but he's still here in practice in the thick of it, driving around his cart, dapping up his teammates and soaking it all up. He doesn't want to be too far from the team. One thing to watch for the Bengals this season, Jamar Chase being used even more in the slot. Zach Taylor told me earlier today, we want to keep defenses off guard and keep the pressure on them. And so as they look to get the ball out quicker in their hands, look for their top receiver to be played both outside and inside.
All right, Cam, look, we keep throwing out this phrase, and it happens more so with the Rams. Hey, this Super Bowl hangover, can they run it back?
Yeah.
Cincinnati's trying to just get back to this game, get another opportunity. You feel good about this game, not necessarily worried about a hangover, because you feel like this team's better this season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel great when you think about this Cincinnati Bengals football team. Already last year, that was a Cinderella type of run for the Bengals, right? So every Cincinnati fan, you should be ecstatic, right? You had 5 wins the year before. You go to a Super Bowl, and your team's better this year. I mean, think about Joe Burrow. How many times did he get hit? I mean, every time he just picked himself up, and continued to distribute the football. You get that offensive line better, another year with those 3 guys, those triplets that are so hard to guard. You just heard Cameron say, we're going to move Jamar Chase all around. So all y'all coordinators who think he's just going to be sitting on the left side or the right side of the field, nah, you're going to have to try to find him in this formation. And then we're going to still be able to run the football. We know what kind of running back Joe Mixon is. And so to me, I think this Cincinnati Bengals football team is just getting better. And yeah, you might say, well, Joe Burrow's not practicing. He didn't practice last year either. He was coming off an ACL. And so, you know, when I look at the big picture, the quarterback, the skill position guys you have, that defense, the way they got after guys, I think the Cincinnati Bengals team is better than they were last year for sure.
100% agree with you, D. And Joe Burrow will be better with a year playing with Jamar Chase. And let's not forget about Higgins and Boyd and Mixon, maybe the most talented group of young skill players in the league. But where did they struggle last year? Offensive line. That was the #1 area of concern. Went out and signed free agents to shore up that offensive line. I thought their second biggest weakness, and we saw this in the Super Bowl, was the secondary. 3 versatile draft picks that they drafted this year. So their 2 biggest weaknesses, I thought they addressed very well, 2 different ways. Joe Burrow will be better. Now, you talk about the hangover. I don't think there'll be a hangover. They'll be in contention. You know, when you have Burrow, he's a transcendent talent. For all but 4 of my 20-plus years in the league, I either had Donovan McNabb or Eli Manning, and you're just building around those guys. You know they're going to be good. But what I will say, though, with them making the Super Bowl last year so fast, they missed out kind of on that building process of enjoying, hey, we just made the playoffs. We like this. Now we made it to the NFC Championship. We feel good about this. Anything less than winning the Super Bowl now for the Bengals and that organization, it's a disappointment. You know, I've been through that. You win the Super Bowl, anything less you're just mad. So all 31 teams are disappointed, but especially now that you've gotten that far. It's not a hangover, but it's definitely like, man, we didn't do enough.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, too, to see, you know, the Rams were obviously the winners and what they did and how to get to that Super Bowl victory, but sort of knocking on the door, this builds, and that's what the Bengals have been able to accomplish. I know you and I were hanging together for the NFL draft on NFL.com. You were pretty excited. They used those first 3 picks on defensive players to try to shore that up, but this division is still very difficult to go and navigate now. From a Cleveland Browns perspective, there's been some rumblings on some trade demands. For a little bit more on that, the head coach actually spoke with our Andrew Siciliano and Scott Pioli.
Do we think Kareem Hunt's going to practice today?
Yeah, I just got done telling those guys, like you mentioned, I keep those conversations with our guys private. What I would tell you is Kareem's a really good football player. He's also a really good person, somebody that I respect. So sometimes you work through these type of things, and we'll work through it really minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day.
You had said all kind of off season. I just want a normal training camp, like COVID. Like this is going to be a normal training camp. Now, waking up to this morning, I'm sure you knew about it before it hit the papers this morning. Does it ever end for you? Going to get a normal day?
what is normal, Andrew? That's football, and I've mentioned it to the team. You're always going through something. There's going to be something that happens this season that you can't predict. And it might be week 1, it might be week 10. We don't know. So our ability to navigate things that we didn't see coming is really important, whether it's what we're talking about right now or anything down the line. We got to be ready as a team and as individuals to navigate things in our way.
I know you say you're going to let the process play out. Do you expect any clarity on Deshaun with this appeal before your first game against the Jaguars?
Yeah, I really don't know, Andrew. I'm really going back to taking things day by day. I think we've talked about, I think everybody would love clarity in any situation, but I'll just await that, and then when we get it, we'll adjust. This is the first year where it feels like we're rolling in with that same scheme, rolling in with guys that understand how to play, how we want to play. And then you mentioned it, some young players that we're excited about. I think we have really guys at every level of the defense that we feel like can impact the ball every play.
And you as a head coach, you were learning in your first year. Right. And that's the thing. Is there something this year, we always talk about how much we learned from year 1 to year 2, but because of the circumstances, we're so wildly different. Is there something this year that you're implementing a little bit more in year 3 that was a learning thing from year 2 as well?
Well, I think the first thing that comes to mind for me, Scott, is just team building. And so much of what we did in year 1 was, all right, we got to build this team. We got to come together, and we're miles apart from each other, sometimes in different states. And you're in
Anytime. Debo, first off, congrats on the contract.
Thank you so much.
How's it feel to be out here, that's taken care of, and just playing ball?
Man, it's been a long, like, 6-7 months. I'm just like, man, hurry up and get this over with so I can get back out here with the guys. I was more eager to practice than anything, just to get back out here with Trey and the receiver core and just the whole team, and just knowing, you know what I'm saying, how we gonna go out here and perform this coming year and just feed off what we did last year.
For you, what was it? Like, what was the issue between you and the team? Obviously, you played running back, played receiver. You dominated throughout the season. What kind of was your stance on that whole take?
I feel like the communication. There was a lot of things that came out that I wanted to speak on, but you know, and being a player, there's not certain things you want to say. But as far as like the running back stuff, you know, I'm a big team player, so whatever it takes for the team to, you know what I'm saying, win or whatever the case may be, I'm all for it. I've never been a guy that went to Cal and was like, nah, I don't want to do this.
Right, I don't want the ball.
You feel what I'm saying? That don't make sense. You feel me?
So besides a whole lot of money, what changed?
I mean, there's no other place I would rather be besides here with the guys up top, Jed, John, Kyle. You know, it's a big brotherhood. I mean, I built a bond with them from Mobile in 2018, coming out of college at the Senior Bowl, and like once I got here, I just felt like I knew everybody, and so we just kept building from there. And you see all the guys that we have here, like we just come together as one.
Now, a couple days ago, I saw you working after practice with Trey Lance. Are you going to continue doing that, trying to get that chemistry down? Because obviously that is important for receiver and quarterback to have that throughout the season.
That's just something, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't able to do a lot of it this offseason, do with all the stuff that was going on, but it's good, you know, after practice, if I'm not too tired, you know, I don't want to go out there and get any soft tissue injuries. So if I got the energy to do it, we're going to go out there and work.
Everybody talks about the 49ers as they're stacked. They got all these stars. They can be a really good team if the quarterback plays well. Give me your pitch. From what you've seen for Trey Lance, if you're making the optimistic pitch, why should people believe in Trey Lance being the guy to help this football team win?
I mean, why you should believe in Trey? I mean, look at the guys around him, you know. You have me, Brandon, Juice, Trent, everybody on offense. The like I just said, like, it's the brotherhood. Like, we feed off each other energy. So if you see one guy go out there and make a play or somebody get flat back, you know, that's just an energy boost. But what I've been seeing from Trey since I've been out here, you know what I'm saying, he's willing to learn. He's getting better day by day, and just like, I mean, this is his first year really being the guy of the offense, so it's like, it's going to take time. So that's why we have camp and the preseason games, and by the time week 1 comes, we'll be hitting on all cylinders.
You guys went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, NFC Championship game. How do you get back to that Super Bowl and winning that thing this year?
I mean, it comes to one play can mess up a whole game. So we try to minimize those. We know we kind of fell one play short up from going to the Super Bowl and one play short from winning the Super Bowl in 2019. So we just got